welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, welcome back to actually a very, very special video. This isn't a churn, this is an exciting video, it's a long overdue video. This is a video, stop saying video, the video that I've wanted to do for a long, long time. It is, ladies and gentlemen, my first drive in my 488 Pista, and you'll be pleased to see, you will have recognised the fact, I'm not in central London. So I've taken the Pista out to some country roads. I've actually been at Goodwood Festival of Speed, but I'm not going to do any content on Goodwood because if you want to see it, it's all over the internet, and if you really want to see it, get a ticket for next year. Anyway, Archie's over there, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello, Archie.
Welcome to the countryside.
This is a positive input from Archie. He's been helping me film this video, and hopefully it's going to be a good one. As I say, this is not a churn. We put some mild effort into this one. Possibly. Yeah. Well, we haven't yet. I mean, we've not even been out of the car.
We decided that first drive videos should be done well.
First drive videos should be done well. You heard it from the man himself. So going forward, whenever we get a car, we're going to do a first drive video properly for us anyway. Yeah. Let us know what you think of this attempt anyway.
We got a drone up and we didn't crash it.
There's been a drone up already. You might have seen some of those shots preceding this intro. Anyway, without further ado then, and I say further ado a lot, let's get in the car and go for a little drive. Should we have a little walk around first, actually? Let's do that. For those that are new to my channel, let's have a look. Look at it sat there. It is not clean, ladies and gents, because it has been to Goodwood. It has been sat in the car park at Goodwood, so it's a little bit dusty, and there are finger marks all over it because people like to prod things to assess it. They like to smear their fingers all over it just to see if it is indeed a car. So thanks to all of the people that did that. My wing mirrors didn't get kicked off though, which is a good thing, I guess. It got left in one piece. I was half expecting someone from McLaren to come and set fire to the car and do a live stream of the car on fire on the McLaren Instagram account. They did not do that either. So big shout out to everyone that took a photo of this car at Goodwood Festival of Speed. Had an amazing time, but as I say, I didn't film any content from there. I didn't go up the hill. I never go up the hill. I can't be bothered with it. It's a lot of waiting around, and yeah, there's people filming that content when I'm at work, so you can have that. Instead, we're going to do a video with this. Big shout out to Centurion, by the way, causing chaos with this. Quick crep check. We've got the Pilottis on. These have been on all weekend. They're cash. Check these out. I'll leave a special link below for you guys and girls, but these are extremely good for driving. Very good for a first drive video, but these are Pilottis. A lot of you have been asking what's on my feet all this weekend, and they've been worn quite a lot, so they're not particularly clean, but I've protected them with some spray, so they'll come back to fresh, but that's what's on my feet. Anyway, I think it's actually time to get in the car. You've seen the interior. It's wound so many of you up. I love it. Some of you don't, but I don't really care because it's my car, not yours. And look at it back there. Look at it. The engine back there, chaos. I think then it's time to jump in the car. It's a bit dusty in here, don't tell me off. Everything is protected, everything's got fabric protector spray on it, so everything will come back to absolutely fresh. And these things are designed to be used. I know I obviously drive around London and sort of don't do many miles, but I'm not that precious. I do use things, and if things get a bit of dust on them, then so be it. But anyway, we are in the 488. Archie's going to jump in. We're going to get a GoPro in and we're going to go for a drive. I'm going to let you guys and girls know exactly what this thing feels like, what it sounds like, and try and demonstrate how insanely fast this thing actually is, because it's so hard to get across, but it's honestly unlike anything I've ever driven before. It is lunacy. Anyway, let's go. You're blending in there.
Yeah, buckled in, very nice.
I must say, that's a very nice hoodie you've got there.
Thank you. I thought it would go for the theme of the seatbelts and the Ferrari 488 thrill of it. You leave that in. Oh, God, you see, the moment you get out into the countryside.
Bye. Sorry. Covered them in dust. Whoops.
Yeah, never mind.
Right, we put it in manual, we put it in race.
And we hold on.
And we hold on. This then, ladies and gents, is, as I said before, the first drive in my 488 Pista. I've been in it obviously in London, but nowhere has enabled you to get it up to you. You're so nervous, aren't you? You're stressed. Look at your hands.
I am stressed. I know how fast this car is. That's... Mate, stop! Oh my God! It is so fast. It is, isn't it?
I'm so
keep
stressed.
Going, keep going.
No, keep going.
Keep going on this road. It's perfect. Because then you can actually feel it. Mate.
It's got so much grip. What are you worried about? fourth gear.
That's enough! That's enough! It is unreal.
Okay then, let's try and do some journalism.
I was checking if my GoPro's still there.
That's going to be gone.
Yeah,
and I'm not reimbursing you.
No.
So, first impressions then. I want to tackle the noise thing first and foremost. Because most people say the 488 doesn't sound very good, blah blah blah. I admit, it doesn't have the same tone as the Speciale. Doesn't get that kind of high-end wail. But it brings new things to the party. It's a personal opinion which you like the sound of more. And I do like the sound of the Speciale, and I think stock, the Speciale probably pips it in some rev ranges.
Yeah.
But this brings, as I say, new things to the party. You get so much like turbo whoosh and whistle behind your head. And I'd imagine, and I haven't driven one, it kind of something like the F40. You've just got turbo noise and induction noise, and it's just carnage. It is a V8 turbo, the same as the F40. I'm not even tickling it.
That's my worry. And when you said you wanted to do a first drive video, I said to you loads of times, I was like, don't do it around London.
Yeah.
We need to actually show them.
Listen to it! It's good, it sounds amazing.
It is amazing, it's great.
I was expecting to sound a hell of a lot worse. I'd never driven a Pista, I never even really heard one before I bought the car, and I was expecting it to be awful and it to need an exhaust. But listen to it, it's great.
Listen to it sat there. Honestly, it's another level.
It's so good,
Is it the best car you've ever driven?
100%. This is the best car I've ever owned, the best car I've ever driven. It's phenomenal. The levels of grip, the turn-in, it's unbelievable. There is no lag in the turbos whatsoever. Not like I keep having a go at McLaren. McLarens are laggy in comparison to this. This feels naturally aspirated. But when you put your foot down, you can tell it's turbo because you just get so much shunt in all rev ranges. It's absolutely bonkers. It is so fast. And you literally just stick your foot down in any rev range and you're off.
You're literally off.
It's unlike anything I've ever felt before. It just pulls like a train. It's chaos.
Pulls like a train. I like what you did there. And also, one thing I do want to state is that it's not only unbelievably fast, but it's also unbelievably comfortable as well.
We haven't even got bumpy road setting on, which we probably should because this is a aforementioned bumpy road. So we put it on now.
So now you can use that. You've never used that before.
I sometimes do, sometimes don't. It doesn't get much use in London.
No.
But bumpy road setting, it's really compliant. These roads are pretty awful around here. Yeah, but that was fine around there.
Yeah.
So gearbox wise then, obviously I'm used to the Venturo SV, which has a gearbox that doesn't really work. Adds to the charm, but the gearbox doesn't really work. I mean, it's carnage, that box. Coming into this thing, this is like witchcraft. The shifts are improved over the standard 488, improved obviously over the 458, improved over the F12. The shifts are lightning quick, and all you can do to tell whether a gear's been changed, you just hear a tone change. It's that quick. It's literally like that, and I'm not going to do that.
What was I going to say? You can really and it looks like it's a proper paddle as well.
Yeah, big old boys on them.
Oh, big
You're not
old
scrabbling around looking for them, and they're fixed as well. They don't go with the wheel like some brands.
The Hurricane.
The Hurricane, they stay where they are. Is that what racing cars have? They stay where they are? So you know where the paddles are all the time?
No, the paddles should. Well, no, some of them, they sometimes go with them, sometimes they don't.
Okay, thank you. That's useful.
So they stay where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fixed. They don't go with the wheel.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you did there. Well, the Hurricane's the same as that. What I was saying is that I personally, and I'm not going to put a negative on your video because I don't think that's fair. Okay.
You get the pops and bangs as well when you downshift sometimes, and sometimes when just a bit of overrun you get burbles and crackles as well, and it's not like the Lamborghini burbles and crackles you get from the Hurricane, not the SV actually, where it's synthesized and there's a computer making it overrun and crack.
Yeah.
It's actually just the engine throwing excess fuel out and causing carnage basically.
And that's what's actually cool as well.
Yeah.
What's better gearbox, PDK or this in terms of speed? You've owned a GT3 RS?
The PDK is a tough box to beat. I mean, that PDK is
But this has got more character.
Yeah, they've actually, it feels like they've engineered a bit of kickback in the seat. It feels like they've engineered a bit of that into it. It's not totally, it's not soulless and, oh my god, that Fox was not in a good way.
No, that Fox is not in a good way.
It's probably animal lovers, the Fox is fine.
That Fox is not fine.
I mean, it was missing half of it. Chaos.
Oh, okay, carry on. We'll check.
I don't know. PDK to this, I think it'd be a very, very tough call, and that's no negative on either side.
No, that's not me trying to say I own a cool car. I'm basically just trying to actually, because of this is that, I know how good the PDK is.
One thing that would be said, and I was worried about, I have a feeling that a lot of modern cars are very soulless. They're not raw enough. They're not visceral enough. They just feel a little bit like everything just feels like a Golf these days. And I was worried this thing would seem a bit sterile and there wouldn't be any kind of edge to it. Like there is with the Speciale, you feel like you're basically sat outside, which is cool. It's what you want from a car like that. This car it's true, it's a lot more civilized than the Speciale. There's a lot more, you're a lot more sort of comfortable and you feel a little bit more, there's less road noise and whatever.
Yeah.
But there's still a hell of a lot. It feels like a racing car in here, which is very, very exciting. You can hear everything going on underneath the car. You can hear every single stone hitting the car. There's quite a lot of like kind of scuttle noise. It's good. I like it. That's what I wanted from this car. I didn't want something like, I've got an F12, and that's for cruising.
Yeah, that's a V12, and I don't think I quite appreciated just how good it is.
Yeah, I've never driven one.
Go down a gear again, bang.
What?
Go down that one.
Literally, I'm on the gas a little bit, drop the gear, and it's just like, yeah, you can have that gear. Do you want another one?
Yeah.
Give you another one.
You want to
go up again?
Do you think
we go down again?
Do you want to do all of them at the same time? It still won't blow up.
We'll have another one if you want. We'll go down to reverse.
Do you want to go into reverse? We'll do it.
I mean, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
I don't want a new engine, Bill. That said, on the rawness aspect of it, this is by no means some sort of like horrific racing car type vibe that you can't use every day. It is amazingly usable. It's got nose lift, it's got parking sensors, it's got a rear view camera. I think it might even have a front camera, I don't know if it does.
That's so nice though.
It's so good. I would actually not think twice about taking this to Tesco's. Genuinely, I mean that might even be a video.
I mean that is a video.
It is.
I mean, yeah.
And the other thing that's quite cool about it is
you hovering over that throttle is just frightening.
You know when I'm about 4,000 revs, anything could happen.
Down again. You need to get down again, flat left. Oh, and another one. Listen to that. Mate, stop! It's so fast.
You just know with a little mash of the foot, you're over there.
Oh, in the damp conditions, you're in a lamppost.
Actually, that brings me on to a very interesting point. I was also extremely worried. Thank you very much. You said
no problem. No problem. Anytime.
The F12, as we know, is a death trap. You put your foot down on that, you've had it, right? Unless you know what you're doing and you can catch it, it's carnage. I was expecting this to be terrifying. Once the tyres are up to temperature, which it tells you on the little race dash here,
which is again very rich.
So cool. No other car's doing that. It's just rich. Ferrari's just rich. It's sticky, it's so grippy, you can put your foot down and it just shoots off. There's a bit of squirm, but it doesn't throw you off.
I'm gonna butt in here.
Go on.
Because I think this around a circuit, I like racing, racing's in my name. In my blood, in fact. It'll be unbelievably fast on the track.
Well, it is. It was the fastest car around the top tier track.
That's the Fox.
Top tier track. It battered the GT2 RS. Battered it.
GT2 RS.
GT2 RS, it battered it.
Flipping hell, yeah. I mean, that's unreal, isn't it?
I mean, how it batters one of those.
I wish. Imagine this went around the Nürburgring. I know you're never going to, but I'd be interested to see what it would actually do. I actually did it on my simulator, but that's not real.
Someone said it went round the quickest, but I don't know if that was a troll or not. I don't think that was true.
We're never, ever going to know, because no one's going to be able to do it. Ferrari are never going to go there.
No, Ferrari are never going to close the circuit and do a timed run.
So it's never going to happen. But you can also, not everything comes down to the Nürburgring, so who
really cares?
We could potentially do it. If you want to, I'm
not taking this round the ring with everyone else in it. Me on the ring on my own.
Not round the ring. But we could go to a circuit and we could. No, that's a bad idea.
You're so worried.
That's bad. I'm actually worried now. Yeah, that's fine.
It's at this rev rate.
That's fine. That's it. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. What's happening? I was just waiting for it to go back to second gear again. It's enough, Tom.
I've honestly never driven anything like it.
I hate it.
No, you don't. You hate it with me behind the wheel.
No, I don't. I'm not.
Every time you see a bit of straight road and things open up, you're worried.
I'm worried.
I would be.
I'm worried for anybody for my health. But mate, you actually have nailed it, because I don't think there is a better car out at the moment.
There isn't. Now, I want to address this. Chris Harris touched on the 600 LT and the Pista, and he compared them both against each other. And he did a very journalistic thing of saying, this is the price of this car, this is the price of this car, this one's cheaper, therefore this is better value for money.
So he said 600 LT is better than that?
Because it's better value for money, because it's a hell of a lot cheaper.
Oh,
I think 600 LT is like 185 list, they say, maybe 190 thereabouts, and then the list on this is 250. As we know in the real world, people put spec on their cars. Some come with more standard equipment than others. The Pista comes with carbon all over it as standard, so you don't actually need to spec it to the hill. He says with 80 grand's worth of spec on his, but you know, you could pick up a Pista pretty much base spec, 260 odd, and you're away.
Yeah.
Right? 600 LT comes with no carbon, nothing whatsoever. You have to spec that into probably 220, 230 to get a nice looking 600 LT. Therefore, you're about 30k away from each other. And then, Archie, do you know what we talk about there?
Okay, Tom.
And then talk about residuals.
Oh!
And when you come to the end of the ownership period of that car, which car is going to cost you more? The Pista or the 600 LT?
600 LT would be worth 50 grand, and this is worth 300 still.
So he didn't mention any of that, because presumably he's trying to nosh McLaren off. I don't know. It's a British brand, he's showing support for them. I don't know.
Is that allowed to stay in?
Well, yeah, it's my channel.
Okay.
But who's going to edit it other than me?
No one.
Me now.
I'm not involved.
Hence the quality is deteriorating. That's bottom of fourth gear, and it just starts shunting.
Enough.
Chaos.
I declare myself
Apparently the 600 LT, the turn-in on it is amazing, whatever that means, and it is an amazing car to drive. I'm never going to drive on because McLaren I don't know, they hate me.
Yeah, they hate you. One thing I was actually saying, where you lead me on to my next point, was that Ferrari, you might actually not be interested in this, but Ferrari and Porsche, the fact how they hold their money so well is bang. Incredible. Hold their money so well because they've just got such good racing history.
McLaren are smashing in F1. Oh, no, they're not.
I mean, do you know what I mean?
What are they for now as a brand?
No, I'm not getting involved. In terms of Porsche and Ferrari, this car, you can drive around in it for a year, and you can drive, me and you can drive our cars, and not worry about losing money.
Yeah, I mean, to
an extent. To a point.
You worry less.
We worry because it only takes one person to put one up.
And we're not at the level of money where we can actually comfortably afford these things.
No.
That's the salient point here. We're not at the level of money where we should really.
And this car, they're going for overs. I don't think.
I'm sorry, but is that plane having a shunt?
That plane's.
Is that shunting?
No, there's an airfield there. There's an airfield. That's landing. He's going for 50 grand over.
Yeah.
Obviously, it might.
I've been offered 400k for this car already.
There we go.
And I'm not going to flip it. I'm as shocked as anyone, to be honest.
No, I'm not actually shocked that you won't flip this one.
I love it. I want to keep
I wasn't shocked when you flipped the M4.
I did not flip the M4, Archie. I had many months of happy ownership in that.
What you did is you purchased that car, you then sold that car, but you filmed 10 videos in one day, and then you still had effectively had it. Am I allowed to say that or not?
The money's in my account, Archie. I will allow it.
GT4.
I had that a little while longer. I had that at least like 3 or 4 days.
But now you actually.
I genuinely couldn't really afford them at the time, and I didn't get on with the GT4 because I had really bad sciatica. It had to go, and someone offered me mental money for it, so I was like, fine.
Okay. Well,
I don't do that anymore.
What happened with maybe the Corvette? Just some cars, you just do it and hay fever's chaos.
I offered you like a Piriton earlier and you said no. Why?
I'm fine.
You don't look fine. Anything else to discuss then? I've discussed usability, I've discussed the gearbox, I've discussed the engine, the sound, residuals. I've had a go at McLaren. We found out that you have hay fever.
Yeah.
We saw a dead fox, we've seen a plane having a shunt. What else is there to cover?
There isn't really. I mean, you've kind of rounded it up.
I just love this car.
Launch.
No, don't do it now.
Auto, reverse. Very nice.
There are some really exciting special options on this car, and as I've said before, there's a real lengthy story how this car came to be. It wasn't a clear-cut case of me strolling into a dealership and just being like, I'll have a Pista, please. Many will, I mean that's scared. I just don't understand.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't
understand.
I mean, that just scared. He's gone over a double.
He nearly just died there. He's nearly died there, and we've seen him for 10 seconds. He's nearly just died twice. I mean, motorbikes are next level dodgy, aren't they? Fair dues. If you ride motorbikes, then
I get
fair
it.
dues.
Yeah.
Fair dues. Actually, do you know what? It's actually safe having a loud motorbike. When hybrid bikes come around, they're all going to be end up on the round lampposts, aren't they? Because no one's going to hear them coming. Is that a thing?
I don't know. Can't imagine.
A final point, I promise. The front end of this car actually rides quite high. It's got nose lift on it, that's an optional extra. I don't think that comes as standard like it does on event stores. But the front end rides very high. I genuinely believe, and I wouldn't do this, you could get one of these cars without nose lift and you'd be fine. You wouldn't want to, I don't think. I think nose lift adds about 5 to 7 kilos, something like that, so it's not a huge weight penalty, not that matters. Car's full of luggage, for God's sake.
Turn around in this car.
But I think you could get away with no nose lift on this car.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how high the front actually does ride, which is quite a cool thing, really. Because sometimes you do get caught out, and a bump will appear that you've not got time to put the lifter on, and you won't ground it out.
Are you a vlogger?
I am a vlogger, yes.
How many subs do you have?
No, I've not got very many. People don't like me on YouTube, but I'm still making videos, so.
How many though?
About 58, 60 subs, something like that. Not many. I'm really trying though, boys.
I have 250,000.
Do you?
Yeah.
They're very impressed, Archie. Well done.
Archie Hamilton Racing. I just don't race.
Anyway, that is the end. You don't race, do you?
No.
No, you did that Jaguar thing.
I used to race.
That was kind of racing. Anyway, that's the end of my first drive video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Taking the 488 Pista out on some country roads and giving you some of my somewhat limited driving impressions. I'm not a racing driver. I'm just a normal guy buying supercars, but hopefully that has been helpful anyway. If you're considering buying one or you're just interested in 488, hopefully that is of use. These two lads like it. That's the main thing. They said their friend's got a 458 and they prefer it to that, so that's a win as well. I've impressed some 8-year-olds on BMXs. Anyway, on that note then, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe, thumbs up. Make sure you also follow me on Instagram because I'm a lot more active on Instagram than I am on YouTube. I don't post that many videos. See you again very, very soon. Ciao for now. Bye.
Say that it ain't on me, can you see it ain't easy?